Nope, nope. I'm online. I'm online. Let me just make this a little bigger.
Hey, stream's online.
I see a thing. You made the chat, like, awfully small.
Yeah, actually it was bigger before, but apparently when I stop streaming and then start streaming again, it resets its size to smaller. So I'm gonna fatten it up a little bit. Not that much. Okay.
Hey, Tim, what time is it?
It's high noon.
3 minutes past high noon. I'm late.
4 minutes. Also, can you get rid of your background image?
No.
It's messing up what the, no, not that one.
I'm working on it.
It's better this way, frankly.
Alright, got it. It's all good. You didn't
So-
make the little chat window a size that I expected. It's 380 pixels wide, so it wasn't lined up. Alright, yes, okay, good. I'm on the stream, and I'm streaming, and I have a background. I like this background. This is quite illustrative of what I'm probably doing when I'm not online.
Panicking and drinking soda?
Yep.
So, a quick
this
question:
actually
why
was
are
an
there only
animated
3
GIF
players?
of, like, the soda, she's just chugging it. But
That's a great question, Tim. Why are there only 3 players? I'm pretty sure there's 5 of us here.
Have you tried
There's
counting
me,
recently?
Aaron,
Pierre, Jonathan, that's 4.
Dominic.
Oh, I thought you fired him.
Oh,
Still here though.
Okay, let me extract the 5 players. Okay, 5
Right.
player. No, not
so
that.
much
You
for
can just
being
swap.
ready.
I was ready until you told
Aaron,
me I
you-
did it wrong. Okay,
5 players.
Aaron, you don't have to close the
ah.
stream down. You could just swap the image.
I am swapping
In
the
the
image.
source.
I didn't close the stream down. It's still streaming. We're still
Okay.
on. Okay,
Then
properties.
it's just my internet being garbage then. I'm sorry.
Properties.
I'm sorry for
Doohickey
yelling at
with
you.
5 players. 5 is the number to which I shall hath been counted.
What?
3 is right out, excepteth unto proceedingest 5.
Yep,
What?
those are all words.
Alright, let me turn off the preview so that my GPU doesn't suffocate. Okay. Let me turn off the stream. Huh, it says we're offline. We're not offline! Okay, boop. The game
No,
should
no, no,
start
no, no, no,
any
no.
second.
Offline.
Can you see the game yet?
No.
Good. So I gotta wait for all of these unskippable splash screens. I gotta know it was made by Greybox and Yager, and it's called Dreadnought, and it's loading.
Well, we see the loading screen, but we also still see that Paramecium Kid is preparing to stream.
Oh, you actually see the loading screen. Okay.
And also the Paramecium Kid is preparing to stream.
Well, I know, I'm still preparing.
I mean, you're not, though. You are currently streaming.
I'm preparing to do more streamage than I have currently done so far. Alright, just let me type my email address without broadcasting it to the entire planet.
Also, guys,
Even though
I
you probably all know
found
my
a
email already anyway.
magnificent chat command,
This here, this is what I was
And-
talking about. The
and
game.
we will do this in a minute. I can't see it because you're slow, and Paramecium Kid is preparing to stream.
I know. Okay, there, now I'm done. I'm prepared.
Are you? Are you, though?
Yes, I always come prepared. 37 years ago, a witch done put a spell on me.
Are you sure it wasn't a
Now
door?
when I am talking, I'm
10
singing
minutes
it
of us
wittily. When you're always singing, you got to live alone. That's why I made this mountain shack my home.
Plenty of work around
Living
here.
on the mountain.
Especially for
there's
those-
much
Alright,
to
so,
be
see, this
feared.
is why
That's why
I don't
always come prepared.
really like having him in here.
Be prepared, be prepared.
'Cause I can't mute
This
him.
lesson must be shared. This lesson must be shared. Be prepared. Be prepared, be prepared. 'Cause unless you've got a spare, you got one life, so handle it with care. I got horns that open bottles, and I got horns that hold my keys. I got horns that when you turn them right, they help me watch TV. I've got horns that open pickle jars, and horns that come with hair.
Aaron,
I've got horns that
shut
hang
up.
like other horns. I always come prepared.
What is this even from?
Aaron, you are costing us viewers.
You literally
We
are.
need all three of them.
Oh,
And I'm one of them.
all right, let me. I'll just link you guys the rest of the song.
Hello?
Blessed silence.
And now I know what I get to cut.
I'm working on it.
You should just
Sorry,
start
my
the
browser
video off
runs
with.
really slowly when I'm streaming and playing
this
games
is where
at
I
the
need
same time.
the cuts.
Yep.
Yes. That's just right where we need to start. Okay. Welcome everyone to a Gentleman's Gank podcast. We are going to be playing Dreadnought. We talk about what came out this week at E3, news-wise.
That's right. We're actually podcasting this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
We have
are?
things to
I thought
talk
we were
about.
streaming.
I'm
Since we
awake.
did that?
Who knows? It's been a long time since I've been awake. Alright, so we've got, what, three publishing companies and three console companies who came out with announcements this week.
There we are.
Which
That's
one
the
do we wanna
rest of the
start with?
song. I'm done now.
I
I
say
washed my
we
hands
do
of this.
One of the ones that I haven't done. Then we do Ubisoft to give you a little break. And then we'll do one of the ones that I didn't see. And then probably another one. And then we'll finish up with Nintendo because Nintendo's awesome.
Okay.
have
Brett,
missed
that leaves me with either Bethesda or EA, whichever you guys want to talk about first.
I actually watched a little bit of EA. So why don't we start with Bethesda?
Okay. Bethesda was actually my favorite. It was short and sweet and straight to the point.
What I'm saying
Didn't
is
feel like
start
EA
off
who
with the
wasted time.
Yeah.
So,
Aaron,
first
why
thing
is your
that they
ship
start
having a
off...
seizure?
Yeah,
What?
it's his ship is definitely having a seizure.
No,
the first thing that Bethesda showed off...
It
I
doesn't
fucking
catch
hate you
every
guys.
beat.
I'm trying
The first game that they showed off was the new Quake game, which will have unlocked frame rate for a modern shooter, which is unique.
Yeah.
I thought that
Nice.
was like that caught my eye when he was talking. It was like, well, my ears when he was talking. It was like the only thing I made out of there was the unlocked frame rate, because frankly, it's Quake. It's
Wait.
a nice
How many
Doom
frames do you need?
multiplayer. That's what it is.
Aaron,
87.
everyone
half.
wants as many frames
That's
as
not
they can
bad.
get.
See, I was worried when you said unlocked frame rate and you said Quake. I was thinking Quake's kind of an old game, which means modern cards are going to run it at like 1,000 frames per second.
This
Yeah,
is
there's a
a
new one.
new Quake.
This
game.
is a
This
new.
Quake
This is
Champions.
they're
Quake, okay.
They're creating a new Quake.
This is Quake
And it's gonna come
Champions,
with
and it is
unlocked
multiplayer,
frame rate.
and it's designed for it's only multiplayer, and it's mostly designed for esports.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good. We finally got a match. This took
Having-
way longer than
having it
usual.
unlocked allows them to offer
Alright, we are we're
much
in space.
no matter what.
apparently.
your own thing. So, and as well as have a competitive scene, which is cool. After that, there was some details about Fallout Shelter, since that was a smaller title as well.
Right,
PC
space,
release.
space, okay.
and quest system with a couple UI adjustments.
So, welcome to the
nothing huge
stream,
there.
Bob, Memphis, whatever, Sharks, and Raucus. You are some random people from the internet that are now being broadcasted on the internet. I'm sure this was in the EULA.
I'm sure that was very important for our stream. Go on, Pierre.
I didn't hear anything Pierre said. He roboted so hard.
Yeah, I mean neither. I didn't know he was talking.
He actually didn't robot for me. That's
Oh,
weird.
like,
It's probably because you're the host of the call. Pretty much I said Fallout Filter, PC release, and new quest system with a couple UI enhancements and adjustments to improve. After that, there was the Elder Scrolls Legends card game, online card game was announced. So, you know, another one to add to the collection.
Vultures are locked,
Fallout
ready to
4
launch.
added
Send the
new
vultures.
vault builder options as well as Nuka something. I didn't get
Nuka
the
Park?
full name down. Nuka Park, thank you. Which was cool. As well as Fallout VR. They're creating
That did it.
Fallout 4 as VR
All
ready.
collapsing.
I really want to play Fallout 1 in VR.
What happens when you go charging?
third-person game, so I don't think that works.
Then there was Skyrim Remastered. So you get Elder Scrolls 5 again. My notes for that were, it's pretty.
One
Mods.
second. Hey, Aaron, can you turn down in-game sound some?
Yeah. Okay.
It's apparently too loud.
Is this good?
When you're not under fire.
Yeah.
But with the, I'm happy about the mods because this will be with now that they have got that whole Bethesda net set up, where you can for consoles now can accept mods. We will see Skyrim now get
missiles have a
mods
clean
full
shot.
console releases.
Clean shot? What? Okay.
Launching vulture missiles.
Another thing is
There have been some
if
problems
you-
with that already, though. I noticed there were a bunch of PC mods that have been ported over to the console without the original creators' consent.
yeah, that is a problem, and Bethesda net is working on that. But for now, all they can do is offer for people as a immediate solution is file a complaint or file a DMCA, and they'll work on it.
It's not very easy, though.
Yeah, it's not. But you know, it's growing pains.
Yeah.
Another thing about that was what was it? I was gonna say. Oh yeah, PC players who already have Skyrim and have all the DLC will get the HD remaster for free.
Oh, really?
Even if
Yeah.
you pirated the game?
No,
No.
you have to at least print it.
Detected. Launch all vultures.
Also, we do not promote...
I'm not saying I pirated the game. I was just wondering.
Then the next big announcement was they are rebooting the game series Prey because
No, he
apparently
escaped through a wall.
that was. It
impressive,
actually looks like a first-person Dead Space.
I actually did not see that one.
It looks cool.
At all in the news.
It was
That
I
wasn't it for me at all, was it?
It was a dollar title, so it didn't get so much light. I'm
just gonna-
excited to do that. Elder Scrolls Online is getting another update. They're adding the Dark
That's
Brother
our heading.
DLC for consoles, and I think if PC don't already have it, they'll get it as well. One Tamriel, which will allow
Vultures are
players
locked,
to have
ready
access
to
to all
launch.
areas,
Send
and they'll be like
vultures.
up to the highest level to access the newest content. So it's kind of like the stuff that World of Warcraft does every time they release a new expansion.
Okay. Aaron, when you get a chance, can you lower it several more notches?
Yeah,
Got a bearing on the enemy ship.
It just got
Right.
loud all of a sudden.
Yeah. Thank you.
After that was Dishonored 2, which was big excitement.
Oh no. See,
I
now
have one
what you've
next.
done. I got pwned.
Let's get out of here.
Like, you're gonna have far more interactive landscapes and environments. Like, you'll, if I remember correctly, like, you're gonna get, like, sandstorms blowing through the new town of
Blame
Karnaka.
Jonathan for this.
Which the sandstorm
Killed me.
awesome. And the new power
Yeah.
is good. The fact that Emily can grab things and throw them is
Yeah, that was the
awesome.
big thing, is that you'll be able to play as either Corvo or Emily throughout any mission, I believe. And
You pick at the beginning of the game.
yeah. And then not only that, you get to choose. You can turn down the ability to take those powers, which means that developers have considered every level that you are capable of completing any mission without the powers on for any ending.
Vulture missiles have a clean shot. Launching
Yeah, that's pretty
Vulture
crazy.
missiles.
They're good.
Yeah. I mean, they were good with the first game, so it's surprising.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah. That's it for me for Bethesda. That was all the notes I had on Bethesda.
2, 1.
If anyone
Dom,
else has
have you
comments.
looked at all at the Dishonored 2 stuff?
Like
I
the
just
trailers and
don't
such.
right into
Yeah.
the wall.
Yes, I have watched. I believe all of the trailers I've found for it.
Do you have any
They're-
more to add to that?
Watch it.
It's
Really nice.
all right. So one thing that's cool is they're making vertical movement matter more. So in the first game, there were a lot of heights, but you didn't have a good way to get to them. You basically had to go up a little bit onto a platform to go up a little bit more onto something else before you finally got to like the second layer.
Yeah.
Versus in this one, they actually added abilities to get you up faster. So you're kind of actually able to look around and figure out your environment. We're also getting just like more information about Corvo and Emily, which is great because awesome characters that.
Vulture missiles
Oh,
locked on.
that's right. Corvo is actually voiced in this one, and he had no voice in the first game.
Launch all vultures.
I'm honestly more excited about that than I should.
That will be an interesting move, because it's hard for a lot of games to move from silent protagonist to otherwise.
Yeah, especially when they're keeping the same protagonist.
Yeah.
Because Emily and everyone else was voiced in the first game. So that's normal and fine. You can keep that, but it's. I know in this game, Corvo or Emily has found out that Corvo's her dad, and he's like really fatherly about like, we're gonna teach you how to protect yourself. Like, I'm gonna just teach you how to stab shit. A lot. Like, that's what the last 20 years has been.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited now. The gameplay looks stellar. New environment, and it looks great. The art style has stayed the same, and it's one of my favorite art styles in a game. Just because of how weird it
Vulture
is,
missiles
how
have a
beautiful
clean
it is.
shot.
It looks like they honestly like know what they're doing, and it's definitely my most anticipated game out of all of E3.
Send the vultures. Vulture
So,
missiles
I guess the next one would be E3.
You mean EA?
Yeah.
Let's start talking about
Yeah.
E3. I
Yes,
know we were
please.
talking about E3, but like,
Continue talking about
let's
it.
shift gears.
Yes.
Let's get further. Let's go deeper.
Deeper.
We need to go deeper.
I did not see much of EA except for the initial. I saw the initial sports game, the one where it's the new FIFA, which instead of it being just a normal FIFA with just FIFA, it now has a single player where you actually
Vultures are
follow
locked, ready
a
to launch.
particular. Yeah, you have a campaign now.
Yeah, Madden and FIFA will be featuring the new Frostbite engine, which I think all of EA has been now moving their games over to.
Yeah.
So it's going to be able to support that. Everyone goes crazy for FIFA. It's no matter what, people are going to buy FIFA
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the most popular games in the world.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Next, and then there's
Vulture
Madden,
missiles
which
have a
people go
clean
crazy
shot.
for too. So it's not surprising on that end.
Okay.
After that, it was the big names that came out were Titanfall 2, which which will be coming out for PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One and PC, like it did last time, and it will offer more unique Titan combat based on gameplay trailers and gameplay footage we've seen so far come out of E3, which I'm really excited about because frankly,
Picking up enemy
before it was a
contact.
case of
Over there.
the robots just kind of shoot at each other from
You got it, Captain.
roads
Jump
between
in.
buildings,
Vultures are locked,
and you just
ready
kind
to
of
launch.
dodge each other, and it was kind of awkward.
Jump complete.
This time it's
Jump
much
down.
more like visceral
Now.
and violent. Like you literally will bend over a Titan and break him in half.
Also,
If you get your hands on him.
I believe there is a pre-order bonus for that if you. It's like a really expensive one, but you get a helmet
Yeah.
with like.
There's also like now, just like they were doing with like you were talking about how Dishonored was improving vertical, so is Titanfall 2 with its now grappling hook, which was a major problem with it because you had a great feel for moving vertically to a degree. You still had the same issue of getting from one level to the next.
Ready to launch.
Now you can just grappling hook, wall run, and then immediately jump into the air, boost your way over to another building, get higher, grappling hook onto an opponent
Launch all
mid-air
launches.
as he's ejecting out of a Titan, which is crazy.
So basically, it's super mobility now.
Yes, lots. They're just like streamlining it all.
Got a bearing.
There's also adding now a single-player storyline,
Our position.
basically about
Laser
uh,
suspension engaging enemy missiles.
a Titan that no longer has its pilot and now seems to have its own AI.
We're getting
It
killed
seems to
out
become
here.
sentient
Wow,
and now assists your pilot.
that's weird.
moving forward. It's very weird. It's also like you're gonna be facing non-human enemies, as well as you'll, like I said, with the different Titan
onto
combats,
something.
you're now gonna see like a sword-wielding Titan.
Okay.
When you say non-human, do you mean NPC or robotic or alien?
Animal, like alien animal. It was weird what I saw, but I'm excited for it. I would love to see a campaign for Titanfall. It had an interesting combat system and controls that felt really good. I would love to see what it does with
At this location.
a campaign.
Okay.
It's Recall. I mean, it's Respawn.
Launcher missiles
Respawn was
have a
doing
clean
that.
shot.
Aaron.
That will go into
since
Mass
you're
Effect
dead-
Andromeda, which I know.
Here, hold up just a second.
Hmm?
Aaron, whatever you did with the volume the first time, do double that. One more
How
time.
quiet do you need it to go?
Apparently it gets really loud during the barrages.
Or just turn down sound effects.
Yeah, one or the other.
I'm not sure there's an option for that,
Make
so
make it
I'm just gonna not do it.
a fair amount quiet.
Launcher missiles locked.
The situation's not looking
Tim, I
good,
think
Captain.
you and I are going to be the one that's going to focus mostly on talking on this next one. It's going to be Mass Effect Andromeda.
I don't know what I can say about that one.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much announced, but I figured you at least took the time to at least try and see something about it, knowing how much you're a big fan of the Mass Effect series.
Yeah, I did watch the trailer. Definitely impressive footage if that came from the game engine. Not a whole lot of gameplay yet, but it's also like
Yeah.
6 months out.
Yeah, it's from what they've told us, it's going to be pertaining as outside the Milky Way, as the human race, or the coalition. I don't know what it is.
Gee, I wonder if
They are
maybe it's
look-
gonna be in the Andromeda galaxy.
They are looking for new worlds to expand and explore as a way of colonizing. Well, as it appears to be a female main character driven game this time, instead of how Shepard was often sold and like marketed as a male character, as much as you had the option.
I thought
They
I
actually
heard
did
somewhere.
officially announce that Death Shep is the official canonical Shepard.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I thought the
Really?
official Shepherd was a chick.
I was figuring it was
And they just made it a dude for all the posters, because apparently a lot of gamers are highly testosterone fueled and will rage if they have to play a girl.
Huh.
Because there's, what's that game where you're like
Weird,
naked
'cause
on an
I
island
always play.
that came out? There's some
Yeah.
like hardcore survival game. Apparently they added a new feature where it randomly decides your gender when you spawn the first time,
Oh, right.
and you can't change it. And like 60% of the players were like, "This is the worst fucking game ever. I'm never gonna play again." Urgh!
Imagine how they felt when they started making them all black.
And I'm like, guys, A, not a big deal. B, I know you guys weren't seriously role-playing this. And C, have you never wanted to, like, be a chick for a day?
Vulture missiles have a clean
Plus,
shot.
it removes the one kill box she had. Because frankly, when you got shot in the nards in that game, that was an insta-kill.
Oh yeah, that too.
Launching Vulture missiles.
I think the
That
main
is one
problem,
of the unfair advantages that women get.
The main problem is that they didn't get a choice. So in almost every game, you're given a choice
I
at
imagine,
the
like,
very
being unhappy there was no choice involved, yes, but a lot of the actual comments were like, no, I don't want to play as a chick, worst game ever. I'm like, wow, well, someone's misogynist.
Everyone knows girls don't play video games, mainly because no one plays as a girl in video games.
Yeah, like, how would you feel if you had to play real life as a chick? If you think that would suck, then there's something wrong with our culture. Oh, good.
I think about
Unlike
50%
nuclear
of the
missiles.
population does that.
Yeah. Alright, anything else from
There's a couple more.
EA?
There was EA Originals, original titles. And
Oh, yeah,
they
I
talked
loved
about
that.
Fee. Fee looks cool, and I'm really curious how it's going to work out, since it's going to be no dialogue, just purely sounds and visuals, which
On the one hand, we
looked really cool for a 3D platformer.
paid as battle rules.
I was
They will
mostly
allow you
interested
to
in the
buy
fact
new
that
equipment
EA
and
Originals
On
exists.
the other hand,
That is also
the
true.
hard currency
But at the same time,
name,
it's EA, so I don't
you get them at the
usually pay
trailer
that much
for a
attention
special
to them.
fee. Hard
Well,
currency
that's
name
why
are used to
EA
pay for more
Originals
exclusive
is
items
very
off the
different.
market,
So,
but can also be used
I've got the
to buy regular
EA.com
equipment.
thing
So
on
that's
EA
prices
Originals
now.
pulled up right now in front of me. EA Originals is
No,
about
I
three
don't
things.
wanna do
First,
that.
it's about taking first-time experiences that are unique, gorgeous, innovative, and memorable and bringing them to the world. So, you know, we like games. We're going to put more games out. Second
Hell yeah,
is
I
about
want a
supporting
nuclear
small
missile.
developers and helping them make the most of their games. We'll seek a few projects each year for EA Originals and partner with them throughout the process
this
of
out.
development to marketing to publishing. And lastly, it's about funding and offering small studios a level of security with an EA Originals game. Making games is hard, it's a hard business. These developers have taken on the risk of developing a new IP, and great games deserve to be played. So with EA Originals, we want the profits from these games to go into the hands of the studios making them. We want them to be recognized for their work so they can keep innovating and creating, and so the players get to play more and more amazing games. So, the vast majority of the profits from all of the EA Originals goes to those studios,
Yeah.
which for
I heard about
EA is not a thing that happens.
that. Yeah, that actually did perk my ears earlier. I forgot about it. So that was exciting. That was interesting. That's very good
pretty cool.
for. Yeah.
That's
The next thing
good.
was.
Go ahead.
The next list of things on my list was some quiet hints at what's to come for the Star Wars video game series genre, which Respawn's working on something, Visceral's working on something, and they're not going to say anything further. And DICE is still working on Battlefront. That's all they said.
I think
So-
DICE said they're working on Battlefront 2 now.
Yes.
So for
They
anyone who
didn't
cares,
announce that. They said that they were going to be continuing to release things for Battlefront. That's what they said at E3 anyway. That's what I picked out of it.
Well, Battlefront has DLC scheduled for about the next year, but that's not really a surprise to anyone. It announces that in the game client.
Yeah, but they didn't announce anything else when they did the
Let's see
announcement.
what's
There
out
was like, I listened to that entire thing. It sounded incredibly boring. Like they were just, it was all fluff. The entire thing was, Visceral's making something, Respawn's making something, DICE is working on Battlefront series.
And we got about 3 seconds of footage from Tatooine.
Yes.
Oh, did you hear about Tatooine? Apparently I didn't actually read the details, but apparently a circumbinary terrestrial planet was discovered. And
Oh, yeah.
people are hyped because they're like, it's Tatooine! But it's probably not, because there's probably a lot of circumbinaries.
So one
just
last
make
thing
two
about
cents?
EA, because I don't think you've got. Yeah, it does. Is that basically all of the games?
The last one would be Battlefield 1, which it looks good.
It does look good.
Like,
It looks good.
watching.
I'm not
watching
sure.
the blimp die. That was cool.
Yeah, when you watch actual gameplay of that blimp going down and the damage to the surroundings you do, it's incredible. Like, you are scorching the earth when things burn.
That is cool.
But one thing I wanted to point out is this is technically not E3. This is EA Play, and EA Play, they are doing 5 in-game challenges for Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, Star Wars Battlefront, Galaxy of Heroes, FIFA 16, and Madden NFL 16. And if you do those challenges, they donate a total of $1 million to Code.org, Code 2040, He for She, National Center for Women in Information Technology, and Special Effect charities, which is great. And I like the fact that a lot of their money is going to these things to get more developers and more women in the information technology world, and just it's helping out a lot. So
That is cool.
good to EA for actually doing something.
It is exciting, and I look forward to seeing more come out of EA. I think it's all, a lot of it is a public face, because for the longest time, EA has had such a bad public appearance that
Oh,
people
it's still
have just
called
wrecked.
one of the worst companies in the world.
Yeah.
Not just industry.
In the world.
Yeah.
So the question
So
is,
it doesn't surprise me.
the question is, are they turning over a new leaf, or are they building up their PR so they can do something even worse than usual?
Probably a little bit of both.
Alright, that was it for me.
Okay.
Next is the big 3.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Ubisoft first, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I
'Cause,
figured you were going to go with Ubisoft. Was gonna
if
give
you
a chance.
have anything you can do to fix your sound quality, that would be cool. But
There's nothing I can do.
okay.
I've done everything I could.
So
It's fine
Ubisoft had a
now.
bunch of. Every once in a while, he still goes robot. And
Error,
since I'm the one
that
hosting
does
the
not
call, I
compute.
really should not be getting any of that. So, we got Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was announced last year, so, whatever. It's interesting because it's a action-adventure, open-world, stealth-based, multiplayer, first-person shooter thing. Takes place in Bolivia, and it's what would happen if a Mexican drug cartel goes into Bolivia and basically turns it into a narco state. And, you go through and you... Honestly, it felt a lot like Far Cry, except more realistic. Yeah, it starts out, you can use drones, the sniping was cool, helicopters with motorbikes jumping out of them. That was cool.
Were there card games on the motorbikes?
Dominic, there's
I don't-
enough card games going through this E3. You don't need them on motorcycles this year. Maybe next year.
Darn.
Dang it. But I wanted my Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Aaron, did the game just crash?
It was being, matchmaking infinite amount of time, so I figured it was a good opportunity to change the graphic settings a bit and see if I can squeeze a few more FPS out. Because it's fine when I'm all alone, but as soon as everyone starts, throwing energy weapons everywhere and there's explosions all over the screen, it just goes all laggy. So, yeah.
So Ghost Recon Wildlands comes out March 7th, 2017. I liked the fact that it had multiplayer. It really made a difference in the in-game footage that I saw. Then next up we have South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Just to state, that is the fractured butt hole. So they are fractured, but they are still whole. It picks up where the Stick of Truth left off.
Which Stick of Truth did really well, both gameplay-wise and sales.
Just smidgen better.
Yeah.
I watched a playthrough of that, and As much as I don't care about South Park, I gotta admit, like, they made a good game.
Yeah.
This time they're playing Superhero, and basically
I'll scan the
they've
feeds
been
and
playing
find you a
Superhero
job.
for a little bit of time, and this is the Civil War era, which is fitting for this year, considering all of the Civil War stuff.
I wonder if they planned that.
Whoa, no lobby
not.
this time. Okay. I guess I'm
So that
jumping
comes
in
out
the middle of the
December
game.
6th of this year.
All ships, enemy contact.
Um,
This location.
Next up was The Division. They talked about the next two expansions. There's the first expansion, Underground, comes out June 28th for everything except for PS4. PS4 comes out August 2nd. Sucks for y'all. And it's called Underground.
Ready, Captain.
It's
Vulture missiles locked on.
procedurally generated.
Send the vulture.
Or at least that's what I got from it. They said that basically there's a new threat coming from under the ground.
Down.
Underground, blah, blah, blah. Expected for that. And every time you go down, it's a different
We have weapon lock.
setup. It's always new thing. So, that means procedural to me. Also, the farther, deeper you go, the harder it'll be. So, basically, it's Division, the roguelike.
I'm gonna say that sounds very
Don't
rogue.
have new capability yet.
Next up, they announced 3 free new outfits for the Division. Woo! Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and Rainbow Six, so you can get outfits from your other things, whatever.
I heard a recent statistic about Division is it's like 93% of their online community has now left the game since launch.
Yeah, I don't know.
It tanks.
Honestly, the only reason I have it is because it came free with my graphics card.
I knew some people who played it, and I have not seen them play it in quite some time.
Yeah,
I'm one of them.
Picking up enemy contact.
it'll probably pick up a
Over
bit more when the expansions come out, but yeah, I don't know if they'll ever pick it all the way back up. The next expansion pack was Survival. You dropped into an area with brutal weather conditions. It's basically a blizzard, and there's no food or water really, and you have to survive.
You got it, Captain. Jumping.
And I don't remember when that one was coming out, so whatever. Next up was their VR section. They talked about the new Eagle Flight VR game, which is exactly what you would expect. It is a VR game where you fly as an eagle.
We've got a lock.
Enemy vessels. Good hunting, captains.
Vulture missiles have a clean
It
shot.
did look fun. Pretty good controls. There was they did a live gameplay of
Picking up enemy contact.
Capture the
Over
Rabbit,
there.
which was Capture the Flag. You can like kill each other by diving onto them and kick the rabbit, carry it. It looked like a lot of fun, but it's really self-explanatory. Next up was Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is basically
Negative,
Artemis
Captain.
Bridge
New
Simulator
phase rearming.
with VR.
However,
I have to say, Artemis Bridge Sim looks a little bit more polished, but Star Trek Bridge Crew is Star Trek. And also, it is VR, which Artemis doesn't have, but more than just the VR, you actually sit. It has you sitting in a bridge. And you can look over to your left and right and say, oh, there's the captain, and oh, there's helms, and there's tactical, and there's engineering. And you get to see people moving their heads in real time, in bridge.
now there is
So-
one thing I will mention about that I kind of agree with. A couple of tweets I've seen, which is that everyone was like, "That's really cool," but tell me the situation where you'll ever have 4 Oculus Rifts in one room.
Yeah.
Launching Vulture. All ships, enemy contact.
Well, you don't have to. I think you can do it online. I mean,
Some games now supported online VR gameplay.
I would expect you would have to. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to sell it.
Yeah, otherwise,
Again,
literally no
nobody's
one.
gonna have 4 Oculus in the same room.
Captain,
Yeah.
we've got a lot.
And
It'll
have
be
a
a
room
thing
big
for,
enough to
for
support
gaming
that.
colleges
Yeah.
and for
Jump complete. Jump code
big
down.
streaming companies. Rooster Teeth will probably do it.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
But it looks like a really
tangential.
cool idea. What?
Should we do Artemis on this stream? Because that seems like it would be awesome.
It would be awesome. Artemis costs a fair amount of money, and also it would take all of us being in the same room, and that doesn't really happen.
Oh, I thought Artemis had. Never mind.
I don't think so. Especially because you have to actually talk to people.
Oh, I hate talking
We'll
to people.
rephrase.
Like
More
in
than
person.
likely, one day we will have all of us in the same room. If so, we may think about it then. However, until then, probably.
But it is not this day.
Launch all vultures.
It is something we would like to do.
It would be something we would love to do.
Moving on. We have
Oh, people in punching range.
At this location.
Something we should probably try to do while we're all still in the same state.
yes.
Fine.
Next up, we had For Honor, which is a hack and slash medieval warfare.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
It also debuted last year or the year before. Actually, I think it was 2014 that it first showed up. But hack and slash medieval warfare, it's aftermath of a great destruction takes the land, and you must fight for all resources, and it's first person, and you get to choose whether you're going to be a Viking, a knight, or a samurai.
Give me my battle axe.
It looked really, really good. The combat looked good, which it would have to. Then we had Grow Up,
Vultures are locked. Ready
which
to
is
launch.
what Dominic
Thanks for
wants to
having
do.
our back.
Yes, it is.
Got a bearing.
It is a sequel to Grow
Vultures are
Home.
locked. Ready
I'm
to
very
launch.
excited about that, actually. I remember seeing a mention for it, and I was just like, that was a fun game. A really simple, fun game.
Now, just as a notice, I watched the trailer for it, and
Vulture missiles
from
have
what
a
I've
clean
seen of
shot.
Grow Home, it's basically the exact same thing. And that's fine. You can have just a straight up sequel that no changes, but it does look to just be a sequel with no changes. So don't expect
Putting energy system offline.
a whole new thing.
This isn't the new Zelda.
Yeah.
Honestly, knowing how that game was some incredibly unique in feel and everything, just a new map will be good enough. And I'm sure they are changing something. Just
Yeah.
Captain, we're getting
like
blistered out
they
there.
are
We gotta
definitely
step it up.
too good at that game to have not changed how things look. Whether it's just like the addition of additional leaves and things like that for you to use, or if it's just like new powers, they have something.
Well,
They
today I
probably just-
learned you can be killed while in the middle of warp jump. Like, not just while it's charging, but apparently in the middle of the actual warp.
Yeah.
See, what you're telling me is you fell apart in
All
mid-space.
ships be advised.
Yeah, pretty much.
Orders are-
Apparently
And
they can
only
shoot weapons
Good luck,
into
Captain.
hyperspace and kill you.
You
Pierre.
just became light-speed shrapnel.
Pierre, I wasn't able to watch the video of Trials of the Blood Dragon, but I think you would be able to talk more about it anyways.
I mean, it follows the same premise of the first of that Far Cry Blood Dragon, where it was Vietnam came in possession of a new technology, it was Blood Dragon Blood, that allowed them to create like super weapons. So you're pretty much Kung Furying your way through this entire situation. And then now you've got Trials of the Blood Dragon, where you're going on a motorbike, going through insane stunts and stupid levels, fighting the same stupid war. Because it's supposed to be one of those really bad action 80s movies.
Yes. That I saw the very first segment of the trailer, and all I saw was, what the heck? When did the 80s come back?
Yes.
That's what Blood Dragon.
That is, that's exactly what Blood Dragon was. And it was phenomenal for that fact, purely for the fact that it did not stand down. when it did so.
Yeah.
It was like,
Check out my
this is
map
what we
warping
are,
outside the map
accept it,
skills.
and have fun with it. Because frankly, it's stupid. I mean, it was also the thing that woke up the crowd, if I remember correctly. Like, most of the crowd was starting to fall asleep, and then everything exploded in the room.
I mean, to be fair, they did have two people come out and two very large people come out in very 80s clothes.
They looked like they were made out of bacon.
They really did. Like a cross between bacon and fire.
Yeah.
It was pretty delightful.
It was hideous, but it was hilarious.
It was.
Bacon on fire.
Also, apparently you can nuke yourself. That was
So-
fun.
Next up was the Assassin's Creed movie. I did not watch much of this. I will confess. I did watch it wasn't the director. It was one of the higher ups talking about it, and they said they were going to stay respectful to the story, but it is going to the genre and the IP. But it is going to be a new story with a new hero. So
They're gonna respect the story by respect the game by making him the worst assassin ever.
yes,
I was about to say, are they gonna make him like
no face.
get caught in
No.
infinite loop between beggars?
Is he gonna walk around with pieces?
Yes,
We'll have eyeballs and teeth, but no faces.
terrifying.
What happened to your skin?
Such a good game.
So the next step was Watch Dogs 2.
I'm actually
You
just
can hack everything. See that mountain over there? You can hack that mountain.
Okay, here's a hack I didn't like about the first Watch Dogs. It had such a serious tone. And it was the guy that wanted to be a vigilante, and all he did was steal money from people's bank accounts. It was just not pitched right. I think Watch Dogs 2 would be better because it's a bunch of dumb kids doing stupid things with a power they don't fully grasp. And that sounds exactly like what they need to do with this
Yeah,
game.
that sounds like Unity.
Yeah. Like that's what a bunch of hackers would be, is a bunch of idiots, kids doing stupid things, thinking, hey, this is fun, let's do that.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm excited to watch Dogs 2. I'm hoping it will turn the series around because Ubisoft is great at sequels.
Apparently, when you get killed in hyperspace, your warp is broken forever.
When you get killed in hyperspace, you get killed in real life.
I should hope
He's still
not.
here.
I'd have trouble streaming after that.
We could just change the stream key again.
Pretend I'm streaming. Notice.
Alright, and last up we have a game from a completely new genre. Steep.
Sleep?
Steep. By the way, the completely new genre was in all quotes. Put like triple quotes around all of the words, and then between all of the words and around everything as well. It is a open world multiplayer sports game. So it's
That's kinda new.
snow
So
sports.
everyone's throwing footballs around, is what you're telling me.
No.
Yeah,
It's
that
snow sports.
sounds like
So
Gary's
it's,
mod.
Skiing, snowboarding, and wingsuits are
Oh,
the
that game.
things you do.
It's mostly just mountain involved sports.
Yes.
So it's Wii Sports.
No.
Yeah,
No, because it's
is it an
it's
MMO?
open world. It is well. It might be. They said it was multiplayer. Steep game.
What was that movie that came out recently
I
that was
feel
like
you were
about a
just
bunch of
saying
guys
that
that were
suddenly you
gonna
lose.
do some extreme sports and rob banks at the same time? Because that's what I feel like this game is.
That was a movie.
That was a movie,
Why?
and a police officer had to infiltrate that as someone who is incredibly talented at snowboarding.
So when do I get an awesome hat?
I don't know that this is an MMO, but it does place a great emphasis on online multiplayer.
So it might be a shared world kind of thing then? Maybe not
Yeah.
an MMO, but a shared world.
Correct.
Kind of like a Grand Theft Auto kind of thing, where you're all there.
Yes. So, but it, completely new genre, whatever. It's not.
Plenty of work
Not a
around
particularly
here,
exciting,
especially for
completely
those of
new
us.
genre.
Completely redefining the gaming industry.
Did they keep saying stuff like that?
They were very close to saying it almost exactly that same way.
You guys are laughing
Okay.
too much.
This is the high-speed tour. You've seen every part of the ship in 5 seconds.
I've been really giggly today. It's just something just has been tickling my funny bone all day, and I don't know what it is.
For anyone who cares what's actually happening on the stream, in Dreadnought, you get to bling out your ship with different weapons that are covered up by the menu, but you can sort of see in the background. We fit it with different stuff, and sort of like in League of Legends, you get 4 abilities while you're playing, and you can put different weapons in each slot. So, 1 is nuclear missile, or I could change it to plasma broadside, or if I unlock fighters or whatever, I can get that. 2 is missiles and other missiles and whatever. And you can get like skins and stuff. Paint the ship black, paint it red, paint it gold, whatever. So that, and if you click on the ship, it headbangs.
Just a question: does it also have a toxic community and isn't fun to play?
Said it's like League of Legends, not it is League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been
Oh,
patched
toxic
yet.
community. Okay, I heard toxic immunity, and I'm like, immune to poison? I don't think that's very useful on a spaceship. I think it's sort of a given in a spaceship.
You say that until you
Never know.
unlock
Poison
until you,
missiles.
I was about to say I forgot.
That is a good idea, though. If
I
you
had
launch
it. I had it
penetrating rounds at
so
an enemy
much.
with bioweapon warheads.
Thank you, bioweaponry. That's what I was thinking.
So you poison the crew, and then you can't drive.
yes.
What is this,
So you just have this
FTL?
ship that's
Yes,
floating
the,
around.
the game's not that deep though. You might notice that when I get in the lobby at the end of a game, everyone looks the same because there's actually no character customization at all. You can like choose a gender, and there's like a white guy and a black guy, and that's about it.
Well, it's early beta, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently quite early beta. No character customization. Terrible performance. Crashy. At least this time, actually, the servers have stayed up the entire stream. Last time I tried to play this, they would crash in 2 out of 3 games halfway through.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Anything
Something
else
was
on
apparently the
Ubisoft
European
stream?
servers were doing okay,
No,
but
that's it.
you don't get to choose region. The game auto detects region for you. So if you're in the United States, it picks the American servers, and they're terrible, and you can't do anything about it.
Spectacular. Alright, so I guess that means I get to move on to the next set of topics.
That is correct.
And now
So you
your
want
weekly,
Sony-
right now, real-time traffic report with Pierre.
Do you want Sony or do you want Microsoft?
I want Sony because I haven't heard anything about them.
Okay. Sony kicked it off with an orchestra and then brought in God of War 4. Kratos has now calmed down. He now
Wait, I
is
thought he
caring
killed
for
himself.
His son, and now he plans to kill the Norse gods.
What are you? What?
There are
Wait,
dragons. Kratos has a beard now.
this sounds kind of like the Odyssey of the Mind play that I did in 9th grade.
See, I'm just thinking of the Starbomb song "God of War."
Oh yeah.
Well, in our play, Thor was trying to play baseball, and he accidentally broke the sands of time, and had to go on an epic character-building quest to collect all the sand to put it back together. But he had actually broken the sands of lime, and when the Midgard serpent was trying to buy a lime margarita, it couldn't, because some idiot had broken the sands of lime, and they got in a big fight.
Aaron, it should have been the sands of rhyme, and then you could rap it all out.
Yeah, we liked the sands
would
of
be
lime better.
amazing.
And then at the end, he confronts the Midgard serpent, and the Midgard serpent and Loki are in this battle, and the Midgard serpent's like, Loki, I am your father. And then Loki's like, wait, that can't be right. I'm your father. And then we ended on a cliffhanger.
This sounds like the worst 9th grade play ever.
It was a very bad play.
Oh, this is Chris Loonweber.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a hybrid play and engineering challenge in which half of it was we had to do a play, and during the play we had to build a robot that would complete a task. So that's why the play was terrible. Wow, right off the bat someone's nuking us.
Oops,
Just shooting
way to be
over
sure.
here. This is my performance is better for the time.
Sony!
But yeah, I'm actually
Running this on the lowest settings is ridiculous.
Kratos is about to go kill off a bunch of Norse gods, which I think is going to be hilarious. I want to see Kratos fight Thor. Yeah.
Isn't it mostly you're following his son, though?
We don't really know. I mean, he's following his son. Well, it was a case of like his wife is dead. That's what set off God of War 1 through 3 is. He was like avenging his wife because a god found his wife's death as appropriate.
I just sniped the
much
sniper.
bigger situation.
I'm
He's
not
like,
even
"Fuck
in a
that,
sniping
I'm killing
ship."
all of you. And then got used by another god to go kill a bunch of other gods. And then he went down the line and just like, I've killed everything. I feel bad for
Get some
myself.
fresh air
now.
way out here outside.
And so
the map.
now you've had a couple years since then, so Kratos has had some time to calm down a little. He still has anger issues because he yells at his son in such a rage. After that, there was Days Gone, which I was unimpressed because it's just a zombie game. That's just it, but it had motorcycles. So it felt like
motorcycles to see it.
I like this guy's
Motorcycles
screen
are cool.
name, Nerf Burger.
Cycles with
So my thoughts of it when I was seeing it is it was a bunch of biker gang people surviving a zombie apocalypse. So my thought was right to hell but good.
I have seen a couple people talking about that one on social media, and basically what it amounted to was, hey, it's Left 4 Dead, except on the new consoles.
Starting recharge.
It didn't even point to that even. It didn't, from what I could tell. Just watch the zombies and just
Negative
single player.
captain still in cooldown.
I thought it was multiplayer as well. What's it called again?
It might have been. I didn't see anything of it.
Why does my
Days Gone.
note just like flop over dead? Did they shoot it down?
After that was more of the Horizon Zero Dawn. Like we got a couple minutes of gameplay during the stream.
Apparently
So
something bad.
if you don't already know it, it's a third-person post-apocalyptic Far Cry Primal with robots as the animals.
Yeah. That one we talked about last year as well.
Yeah, it's apparently the plot seems to be that some ancient, and I'm putting quotations around ancient, evil robots have awoken and are now like contaminating the regular robots, the peaceful ones. So it's like a case of they're on the pinnacle of about another giant war breaking out for them between the robots and the humans, and causing the world to fall even further into chaos and just
Can't we all just get
fall
along?
apart. After that was Detroit, which was slightly talked to of last year, but this year we have a little bit more going on. And from the way they're pitching it so far, it looks to be a cyberpunk LA noir.
Weird.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
But with a kind of reconsider your decisions kind of play of it. So you can make it sound like you can take a step back and do it again. Or it's gonna be like Until Dawn, where it's got a lot of replay value.
It's what I've heard it compared to is Heavy Rain, which makes sense considering it's also by Quantic Dream.
That makes sense.
Heavy Rain.
I just made sure to make a comment that it felt ambitious, so I'm a little wary, but I'm gonna keep my eye on it. The next one that really threw me off, and I was like, it threw me off because I liked it, and that was the new Resident Evil 7.
Reactor is overheating. Putting energy
Right
system
into a
offline.
bunch of enemies.
What'd you like about it?
Game drives me crazy sometimes.
If you haven't experienced any of the recent Resident Evil games, you will find they don't feel scary at all. It feels like one of those monster survival shooter games where
That seems
there's
to happen
nothing
to a lot of
scary
games
left.
these days. It's like starts off as like something creative, like Mass Effect is like keep your team alive, and the Resident Evil is like horror and so forth. And then like by the third or fourth game in the series, they're all MLB shooters.
Exactly. This
Like
one,
guys, no,
like,
go
the
back
way
to
they
Call of Duty.
pitched the trailer, they played out the gameplay. It looked like PT, and that got me
Yeah.
excited. I was like, "This feels good."
I mean, it
Excited.
feels really, really bad.
I need to get out of here.
And it's gonna be PlayStation VR ready.
Oh.
Yeah. As
Well,
well
will
as
it-
a
Like,
couple.
no, you're gonna be right in the
But will
middle
it
of
be
all
on
the enemy
Xbox?
team, and there's nothing you
I
can
don't
do
know.
about it.
I hope
It's
so.
not. This is the Sony Entertainment one.
To be fair, there's a couple other games that were announced on here that were coming over to
No, nothing's
Xbox,
locked
like
on. There's a building.
Infinite
Launchers are
Warfare.
locked, ready to launch.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Idiot.
But PlayStation
people
VR, there's
don't know what
3
you're
that
talking
they
about.
showed off during the stream. Well, 4.
You think you're better than me?
Farpoint, which is kind of this shooter on Mars with some kind of like dirty twist where things aren't what they seem to be.
Launchers are locked, ready to
Star Wars
Launchers
X-Wing
are locked,
Simulator.
ready to launch.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was.
Launch
But then
missiles
again,
I
it's
think
just
everyone's gonna feel like vertigo from that when they start doing those backflips.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
everyone's
excited.
Batman Arkham VR. So you get to experience Mark Hamill as the Joker in the creepiest way ever.
That sounds awesome.
Like imagine having Joker right up in your face. Really in your face. Like you would feel scared.
Yeah.
And
That
then
sounds cool.
Final Fantasy 15 VR, where you get to jump between locations and shoot
Okay, why are my
things,
guns still
while you
shooting?
watch
I
your
turned them
teammates
off.
do
Oh, yeah.
far more
We're getting
interactive
wicked out
things.
there.
And
We
like,
gotta step it up.
I'm not impressed with it.
An auto gun feature.
Did we see anything about FF7?
No. I didn't see anything. I think it's a case that they're still trying to, we're still in the work of development. Like, it's gonna be, I think, another 2 years before we really see anything concise come out. Especially after the backlash they got after announcing that it's gonna be broken into 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
After that, we had Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which, at least this one feels kind of new because of the space mechanics,
Captain activating.
but it really
Yeah.
feels like they're just trying to stretch their limits at this point,
Cycling.
which, you know, at least they're trying. Good on
Yeah.
ya. Activision.
Like, good they're doing something, but also it's really just like, what have we not done before? We haven't done space yet. Let's do
Fusion
space.
reactor is overheating. Putting
Yeah, that's
energy
exactly
system
how it
offline.
was.
Launching
Destiny
vulture
announced
missiles.
an expansion coming out this fall. I'm not going to go into too many details. It looks cool. I'm excited for it. But nothing nothing like groundbreaking about it. I'm waiting for Destiny 2.
Was there anything about that?
No.
So that seems to suggest that we aren't going to be getting that 2017 or not 2016 and not before E3 2017.
Yeah, that's my thought
Especially
process.
if they're still releasing stuff for the first.
Well, they're also discontinuing release. The new expansion is not going to be out for the previous generation anymore. It's only for current gen. Like they finally are dropping Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, which they needed to honestly have done a couple months ago.
Send the
I mean, they
vulture.
could.
Still loading silos, Captain.
No, they still release
Send the vultures.
updates. The final kill
You got
switch
here
doesn't
just
kick
in
in until August.
Enemy vessel.
Then they can't do it at all. After that, Crash Bandicoot, they're going to release 1, 2, Warped, all going to get fully remastering, so it's going to be completely from the ground up redone.
Which is awesome. Those games are so
Get
cool.
an enemy
Yeah.
contact.
And instead of getting another Crash Bandicoot, they're gonna pull a Conquer on us this year and release him on Skylanders.
Okay. Woohoo.
Who's doing Skylanders?
Crash
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot on the new Skylanders.
So wait, are we still getting?
One's gotten better at this.
Got an enemy
Yeah, we're still
counter.
getting 1, 2, and Warped.
Oh, okay, good.
It's just a case of we're not getting any new Crash Bandicoot games. Just
That's fine for now.
remastered.
The fact that they're remastering is still pretty damn good.
Yeah, but it's still a case of everyone felt had this problem last year with when Microsoft pulled it with the Conquer and the Rare Replay. Like they showed off Conquer and it was 2 years ago when they showed Project Spark and Crash Bandicoot. Conquer came out on stage and said, "Oh, we haven't had a game in a while. I guess you'll just have to make your own." And it's just like the internet threw a fit over that. I mean, it's also a case of Nintendo teamed up with Skylanders last generation. No surprise, Crash Bandicoot's coming to the new Skylanders. After that, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. I'm excited. I've already got the demo installed. The demo is currently out. I want to play it because I love the Lego Star Wars games. They are so much fun.
Get out of here.
Kojima came to the stage. That was an announcement right there. That because his game became an undernote to himself. I have Kojima right on my notes in full caps.
What happened?
Hideo Kojima appeared on stage, and that's the first time we've seen him in like 3 years
Oh, okay.
after the Konami incident.
Ah, yes, the Konami incident.
I actually
So,
think I missed that.
He showed off a cinematic for Death Stranding, where my description for it was Norman Reedus, naked baby, floating people.
Yeah,
Let's see what's
that's a pretty honest one.
Wait, why does this remind me of Puppy Monkey Baby?
It shouldn't.
It's nothing like that. It's more of a case of Norman Reedus is on the beach naked. He finds himself next to a baby that he's attached, like he's got an umbilical cord kind of attached to him.
Yeah,
What?
it looks like he's had a C-section.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus.
He's a
Clutching the
Jew.
baby, and then the baby disappears and his hands are covered in like this black ink. And then you see black ink handprints make his way down his body and out into towards the ocean of dead fish. And then there's 5 floating people in the sky.
This sounds like a bad dream.
It really
It
felt
doesn't
like
really sound scary. It just sounds like what's weird? Babies. What else is weird? Sky people.
Ink.
Yeah.
Umbilical
Norman
cords.
Reedus.
Male pregnancies.
It's not a tumor.
He had full like scars on his chest.
I
on
am
his stomach
old woman.
that looked like he had like he was opened up, and like had something either removed or inserted into him.
Maybe it was the baby.
Insert it into him.
It was
And
an ink
then,
gland. He's like Spider-Man, except instead of having webs shoot out of his wrists, he has ink shoot out of his wrists.
Speaking of Spider-Man, Sony is getting an exclusive Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 4,
Yay.
and that's all we know about it. And that's the end of my notes for Sony. So begins the Microsoft, which
Did
took
we
up 2 pages.
hear anything about a new console from them?
Nope. Like they said earlier this week, they were not going to show off the 4.5 during E3.